Welcome back. You're watching USA Awards 2010 special broadcast of Voice of America. Just to remind our viewers, listeners, and readers, VOA broadcasts approximately 1,500 hours of news, information, educational, and cultural programming every week to an estimated worldwide audience of 125 million people. Now, in this part of our special live broadcast, we're going to discuss the impact of the U.S. midterm elections results on the global economy. The United States has the world's largest economy, and it's the most important market in the world. The U.S. economic slowdown is felt around the world. Now, the question on a lot of people's minds is how this major change in the American political landscape will impact the nation's economy, because after all, it's the economy which turned out to be the single biggest factor in determining the outcome of these elections. But also, what impact will this change in our economy have on the global economy? For this discussion, we'll turn to some of the best minds in the business. We are joined by Robert Reich, a former Secretary of Labor and now a professor at the University of California, Berkeley. He'll join us live from Berkeley, California. We're also happy to have Scheherazade Rehman, the Director of European Union Research Center and a Professor of International Finance, Business and International Affairs at the George Washington University. We're also pleased to have James Roberts, a former diplomat. Thanks all for joining us. Thank you very much. Navbahor.
Thank you, KOKAB. The economy and unemployment were driving factors in this year's elections and ultimately decided the outcome. How are these changes in Washington going to affect the world economy? We'll put these questions to our panel next, but first, let's head to New York, where Misha Gutkin of Voice of America's Russian service is live at the New York Stock Exchange. Misha, how do things look on the floor at the end of the first week after the elections?
Good morning. The stocks are mixed this morning, but yesterday there was a surge of about 2%, with Dow Jones Industrial Average reaching a two-year high. Overall, though, the reaction to the election itself has been muted. The Republican victory has been well anticipated and factored into the investors' calculations here. Now, there are different theories of what a divided government, when one party controls the White House and the other is in control of Congress, what that means for the markets. Politically, it often means gridlock, and some believe that's good for the markets because Washington would not be able to pass new regulations and otherwise interfere with free market. But this year, many analysts believe that continuing economic and market challenges will demand government attention.
Well, Misha, would this midterm force a change in Obama's strategies in support of the business community? Because, as we know, President has been criticized as being anti-business by conservatives. What has Obama accomplished in the past 2 years that may bear fruit in the next 2 years or beyond?
Well, the main accomplishment from the point of view of the Obama administration has been the stimulus package, which was passed shortly after Barack Obama took office. While it did not help much with job creation, many economists credited with preventing the economy from going into a real depression. The Republicans, of course, strongly disagree. Now, the Federal Reserve has announced on Wednesday, a day after the election, that it will spend some $600 billion buying up U.S. bonds. The Fed wants to prompt private businesses and investors to begin to act with more confidence and help jumpstart the economy. What it amounts to is a second stimulus package, and since the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, it does not require approval from Congress. But it's this action by the Fed and not so much the election results that accounts for a surge of optimism here on Wall Street.
Well, thank you. Misha Gutkin, live with us from New York Stock Exchange. Let's see what our panel thinks about this, KOKAB.
Thanks.